You're Anna, and welcome to FM Tahiti. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I've been able to record because COVID-19 makes the world a little bit weird, especially when your office is now shared and there's a desk there and it's kind of hard to bunk off and act like you're working when really you're playing a game, which has made recording a bit difficult, so the schedule's a bit slower at the moment. Eventually it'll go back to normal. So we're here with Rapper ET, and we'll be playing in this episode against Solomon Warriors in both legs of the semi-final of the O League. You can see in the schedule over here we've got the Hitiraa Island match in between as well, which we'll come back for in a separate episode because that's fairly important for the kind of title. I say run-in fight, but we're on 46 points with a game in hand, or well, 2 games in hand on Society and Sky Brights, but even with Hitiraa, so it's all to play for currently as it stands there. So we'll have a weird split. So even though the second leg is after the Hitiraa match, we'll do that in a separate episode. So we'll try and keep it the result hidden for that one. Schedule-wise, I've not played anything because the last 2 matches were a kind of O-League triumph over the Reefer scum. So now we've got Solomon Warriors from Solomon Islands. Unsurprisingly, they've done fairly well to get to this stage. If we look at their kind of run-in, beat Magenta, well, overcame a 1-0 loss, unbeaten in their group, but essentially kind of scraped through on those results. But they could be tricky. And we've also got an injury to Tahiti, so Tahiti's out for 3 to 6 weeks with ankle ligament issues. So we'll bring Riviera on there and hope that Tahoni and Vakatapu can do the job. Let's bring Viakite on as a replacement, but otherwise I think we're ready to go. Tongamana, Parmentier, Vea and Honey, Renard, Morris and Tuafangaloka. Actually, we've got SQ. Let's bring SQ back in instead of Morris. That's a bit better there already with that. And that should do the trick. We've got a few more youth players. Oh no, we've already signed them all up. So we've got a few in the under-23 squad that have come through, but they're not many of them are there already. Yeah, some fairly tall, hefty players to bring at some point. But there's only 1 or 2 that I think might squeeze into the team in time for next season, but probably not for this set of matches. It's just the team's settled enough and doing well enough that we don't need to bring any in. We've got enough cover kind of as it stands. Interesting formation for them. Are these all real players? I'm guessing they are if they've... No. Grey players, but the Chilled Moose face pack even gives grey players faces. Apparently I did not realise that. That's quite good. They've just got the one real player there, Richard Wetney. Away we go. Should have an edge. Look at their stadium first. I don't actually know how far away the Solomon Islands are from Rapper ET, but I think it's pretty far. Solomon Islands are sort of in between Australia and Japan, if I remember my Second World War history correctly. It's where they've got the Guadalcanal, or the Battle of. On Tahoni's through. SQ get it in, Tahoni bouncing around. And I think Solomon Warriors play in the city of Onari, which is where the main airport is. Onari or Onari, something like that. Which I think is where the main airport is for the Solomon Islands. It's not a huge piece of real estate, to be honest. Fairly strategic one, but not huge in terms of population, things like that. Almost went on holiday there once. One there. Try not to mess this up, guys. Sarfraz, get it out. Armentier, going long. Tahonia to Tuafangalurka. Back to Renard, knocking it around. Go along again there. That's not quite worked. Wet knee. A little back heel, let's get that through. Gamma back. I don't really know where this highlight's going, to be honest. Parmentier goes long. Esiku, Tony. It was coming, I think. Although that highlight was a bit backwards and forwards, I think we have had a bit of the cutting edge. 22nd goal of the season for Tony. Jordan Esiku, seeing the space, seeing the gap, putting him through. It's quite nicely done. Putting us in a good position to get through to the actual final. Akatapu put through there. Can you do it again for someone else? He's gone back to Renard. Tahani. Back in. Akatapu just forced that one in with his head. That wasn't necessarily technique, that was just pure power head. Tahani seems to be dropping quite deep with Riviera there for that. Goalkeeper and weak wrists couldn't keep that one out. Yeah, Tony seems to drop deep with Riviera there, but when Tavita's there, Tavita pushes up more, I think, because of his player traits. It's always worth keeping an eye on. This is why you can have two players playing the same role, but Akatapu was almost there. Yeah, you can have two players playing the same role, same set of player instructions, but if they've got different traits, they might play it differently. Esiku made that one look very easy. Don't want to jinx it, but I have a feeling the second leg might not be full of drama. We're 3-0 up already. Poor keeping. Renard up. Riviera's been a bit quiet, but what a goal by Esiku. Just chipped that one up and in. 12th goal of the season for him and a brace in this match. Pretty pleased with that. Took it past him and again, that's kind of poor keeping. It was a nice shot, but it was poor keeping. I don't think 4-0 is going to be overturned. Can't really see that one happening. There it is. Honiara. Not Honaru or whatever I said. Honiara. The Lawson Tama Stadium. Interested to see how many of our away fans come with us. Kata Tongama, who's carrying a bit of a knock. Akatapu straight into the keeper's arms. They're just not in this match at all. The tactics, let's just make sure we've got the right player on our places. So let's bring on Talia Uli for Tongama. I'm going to bring Viakite on for Riviera just to give Viakite some game time because it's not a hard game as things stand. And even if we give up a few goals now, we'll still be, in a good position for the second leg. Yes, I think I mentioned I almost went on holiday to Solomon Islands. There's a website or a company or whatever you want to call it called Holiday Pirates, and sometimes they put up reduced airfares or they managed to squeak that one through. Robert Warroy, grayed out player, but with a 3D face now. In, that was a pretty soft goal. So this Holiday Pirates website puts up like error airfares or special reductions and stuff like that. And we almost booked a holiday to Pelelau, which is an island nearby-ish. And the Solomon Islands came up as well. But maybe it was really cheap as well. It was really cheap to get tickets there. No hotels or anything, but just really cheap to get there. I realised it wasn't quite the right time for us to go on holiday. It was so tempting. Same with Pelelao. If you've watched Band of Brothers Pacific or read the biographies it's based on, you might recognise Tahani. You might recognise if you studied World War II in the Pacific, but come on, Renard, get this one in. Akatapu is good for another goal, I think. Still got it in him. Renard again. There he is. From the corner. Threat in the air. He's 6'5" there, so he's got to be threat in the air. Is he 6'5" or is he 6'7"? He's tall. There's some subs, but I don't think there's much coming back from this 5-1. It'll take something special in the... We'll worry then for a second. It's going to take something special in the next leg for them to actually do anything, really. Oh, Tony's past him. Poofed it over. Making us up. Let's bring on Alwyn Morris. Oh, Esiku's on a hat trick. Let's leave him on, actually. Let's bring on Lacau on the right there for Olivetti. They swapped a few players around, but I don't think they're doing anything. It does kind of mean you can rest some players from the second leg of this to keep them fresh for the league, depending on what the league schedule's like and if there's too many matches piling up. Parmentier along, Tahani, Akatapu. Is that his hat trick? It is his hat trick, isn't it? There we go. Not bad for the big man. He's one of the strikers we started off with. The game kind of generated for the club at the start. And I always worry about players like that because they're just set kind of a random ability based on the quality of the league and the reputation of the team. And obviously at the start of the very game it's the lowest it can be. So quite quickly, like in FM19, we started bringing in a lot of new players, making a lot of big changes. And the strikers you start off with don't often stick around. But he's been doing it this season. No doubts there. And he goes long. Lacau. Come on. It goes. Misses everyone. Tahani almost. Esiku almost as well there. There. It's greedy. We'll be happy with 6-1. 6-1 will do us, I think. Almost loses it there. And it's done. Yeah, there we go. They predicted the win for the Solomon Warriors, apparently. No, that was never on the cards, was it? Passionately very pleased. Because we're pretty much in the final now. Where's the... So they've not played yet, Auckland City and Mo'uala, or however you want to say it. They've not played. Like, imagine Auckland City going to win that one. And they lost against us. That was the very first game in the O-League we played, so we know we can beat them. So we could end up in the O-League final against the team we've already beaten. And I think in this version of the game, in FM20, the O-League final is a single-legged affair. In previous versions, it'd been a double. Last year. Yeah, single leg. The Skybrights winning against Wellington last year, so we could be alright. So we'll come back in a second or two for our second leg, which I imagine will be a bit of a breeze. Okay, so we're back for the second leg against Solomon Warriors. We had a few players moved around. We'd have quite a full bench because of suspensions, injuries, and issues with not being registered with the youth player that we've had to bring in to cover things. We've got Funaki on the left as well to sort of cover for Tongamo, who's got a fitness issue. No huge changes. They've still got Tahoni and Vakatapu, still got Riviera, Esaku, Olivetti were resting as well. I should say resting. We're not suspended. That's a very diplomatic way of saying suspended, isn't it? We're just resting him for a period of one game. Right, we're 6-1 up. I think we've got this. And again, if you look at the semi-final leg there, Auckland City have also got this. We're almost dead on. First leg means nothing. We're almost dead on for this. Yep, there we go. Things I might do is I might just go for E only for this one because I can always go back to super extended if there's anything particular going on, but I know the team well enough that I don't need to use this to assess anyone. There's no real new players on for this. Akatapu plus. So there's no point dragging this one on if we don't have to. We're finally home as well. So the first leg we had to travel 3,400 miles to Solomon Islands. We now travel 3,400-ish miles back to French Polynesia, going to Tahoni. Yeah, we had to travel back to French Polynesia 3 days after playing in the Solomon Islands to play against Hitiraa. And then we've had to travel a good few hundred miles back to Rapa'iti. It's a bit of a long-winded trip. Several flights, a couple of boats involved in this. So our team's probably fairly knackered. Can't get past him. Bit more space this time. There we go. It didn't even look like Tahoni connected with that one. Bit surprised, but he's done it. 7-1. Tahoni managed to just leap a little to that one. They're playing this weird kind of compact formation just down there. Just down there. I don't know my point. It's down there for me. It's over there as you're watching it. I don't think that's going to get them any goals. Well, not many anyway. It's not going to get them 7 goals. That would have been a nice header in. Mentier is tired. Esaku is now hurt. Let's bring him off. Even though it's just before half time. There's no point risking him in this match. Not when we've got league games still to play. The Hitiraa match that was in between the 2 legs I've played, and that's the episode after this, so I'm going to keep the result for that one secret. But for me, I've just played it, but for you guys, it's the next episode. Just to keep it all separate, O-League, from the rest of the world. I meant it. Can I bring him off for Ula? Not great. Centre back, to be honest, but he's the only one we've got. We are going to need to recruit a bit, I think, in the off season for a bit of depth more than anything else. I think there's a few players we're keeping our eyes on. We are over our wage budget, not by a huge amount, but by a huge amount considering we don't really make any money. And I doubt we're going to get many cash offers for our players. Actually, that's not true. We'll get a lot of cash offers for some of our players. But there won't be enough to Morris almost. Akatapu. Yeah, there won't be enough to actually clear debt, I don't think. The kind of debt we've got. There we go. Two attempts at that one. Akatapu go for a long one, but I think Tony must be offside there, surely. I'm so glad he's not, because that was an amazing goal. I would applaud him, but everyone else here is in bed. Look at that. He's got to be off there, unless there's someone even then. Look, past him, in, does him. Beautiful. Tony seems to be getting better and better. His actual attributes are improving. There, yeah, back in. I guess that's partly performance-wise, partly playing time. Don't think it's the facilities. The facilities are about average. Let's just get one back. Buffett SD Rockerta. I wish he was real. If he was real, I'd sign him up just for that name. Buffett. Amazing name. Not a bad goal either by Buffett. Yeah, he's not real. Just wish he was. I wish he could offer contracts to great players from other teams, and I would get him. This Wetany is the only real player they've got. Bit of rough and tumble. Get it out. Still want to make sure we win this leg as well. No goals going on in this second leg. I'm guessing Auckland City are taking their foot off the pedal a bit. Let's bring on Vea for Vakatapu. That's all of our subs. Vakatapu's got quite a few goals, so we'll keep him fresh the rest of the season. He's not on a hat trick like Tahoni is. You feel bad taking players off when they're on a hat trick. There we go. So 8-2 overall. And we're in the final. We made it into the final of the O-League on our first attempt at being in the O-League, even though we were really surprised about the O-League. I didn't realise we qualified for it initially. So that's going to be good in terms of when this will be played. Ooh, sorry. Randomly drawn on the 25th and the 4th. And then schedule-wise, the 9th of May. So not too long, really. They'll soon pop up for us. So thanks very much for watching this episode. We've got at least one more episode left for the O-League, plus whatever's going to go on in the league. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you all later.